What's going on, you beautiful steppers? Have you considered what's the best asset for you to invest your money into? Maybe you're somebody with a bunch of money sitting in the bank. You're a stepper out there with a bunch of money in the bank looking to earn more than the less than 1% interest that you're earning by having it staying in your savings account. However, you're not looking to make any major risky investments by, say, investing into cryptocurrency or investing into a music artist and their music career. This being said, your best bet, the safest option, is going to be real estate. Now hold on, wait a minute before you start clowning me. You might be thinking, I don't want to go out there get my boots dirty, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put my hands in the ground, start building houses. I don't want to do all this. I don't want to go out there and actually invest into real estate. Well, look, this is why you are in for a great surprise. When I was 19 years old is when I first began my real estate investing journey by way of real estate wholesaling. When I had no clue on how to be successful in real estate, I ran into somebody who ended up becoming somewhat of a mentor to me in my early stages, and they told me that to become successful in real estate, you need to possess 2 of 4 techniques. Now, the good thing is you only need one of those techniques, and you have to find somebody else who has the other technique, right? And if you'd like to learn more about that specifically, check out the video up there, and the link will be in the description as well. The thing about this, in that video, I explained to you that, well, if you're somebody that's like yourself, maybe you have the money, you can find somebody else who has the skill and the time and also the knowledge of how to invest in real estate, either one of those to be successful with you having the money. And then the flip side is also true. If you're somebody that has the skill and the knowledge, you can find somebody that either has the time or the money to invest in real estate, and you guys become successful that way, right? Or you can acquire both of them by yourself and do it on your own, right? But today we're going to speak about how we can work together. So stick around if you're somebody that has private money, and also if you're somebody that's trying to figure out how to attract private money investors, okay? Now, when I was 21 years old is when I got my first private money investment. And it was by a big private money lender in the city of Cincinnati. I got a newsflash for you though. And it wasn't because they like me. I am a likable person, but that's not the reason why they invested $80,000 into my vision, my project, right? The reason they invested $80,000 into my vision, my project, is because the vision, the project was a property, right? So they were investing their money into a property. I was the person who brought the deal to the table by having the skills and knowledge, and they invested their actual money into the property, into the asset. Now, why would they do this? Why would they do this with a 21-year-old kid, dropped out of college, and just turned 21, dropped out of college and moved across the country, did not even live in the same city where I was purchasing the property? Why was somebody investing to me, right? Well, the answer is they were not investing into me, they were investing into the asset itself. And this is the #1 reason why real estate is the safest option for you as an investor, right? If you're somebody that has a bunch of money sitting to the side, you're not looking to go out there and, get your boots on the ground, actually fix up the property, find the deal, and do all these things yourself. Well, you can invest in somebody who's willing to do this, and you'll get a return. So I had to pay this person a 12% monthly interest on my money, on the money that I borrowed from them. And that would be a 12% annual interest, but then it works out to monthly payments. With this being said, you're earning money a lot more than what you'll be earning sitting in the savings, and you're not losing anything because your investment is secured by the actual asset itself. Now, let me break this down a little bit more to explain to you what I mean by your investment being secured by the asset itself. This is a major difference. Now, take it back in the beginning when I said if you invested into, say, someone's music career, right? Now, if you're investing in someone's music career, you give them $80,000. That $80,000, you're investing into the person and what they do with that $80,000, unless you have a bunch of stipulations. This is a major difference when it comes to real estate, right? When it comes to real estate, even if you give me $80,000, you're giving me, well, not even me, you're gonna bring that money to the closing table and buy the property. You're gonna buy this property, and now your money is tied up in the property itself, right? Which means that if for whatever reason I stop paying you, right, those monthly interest payments, then you take the property itself. This is major difference than, say, with a music career, right? If you give someone $80,000, for one, they're not paying you back monthly unless you get it from a bank. And for two, you're not having anything secure with that, right? It's all about what kind of decisions they make to get that money back to you, the $80,000 plus whatever more you want to make on top of it. However, with real estate, it's a two-way sword, right? As an investor, I have to keep making these payments to you in order to keep my property. And then if I stop making these payments, you as an investor, you're a financial investor, financial partner, you actually get to take back the property itself. So this brings us to point number 2 on why real estate is the safest investment for private money. Well, think about it. If you're giving me money, right, to buy a property, and then once you actually buy this property, I'm paying you for the property. So this is equivalent to me making mortgage payments to you, except you're the actual bank. I'm making mortgage payments. Now, what am I going to want to do to keep my property? I'm going to want to keep paying you, right? So I have to keep paying you in order to keep my property. If for any reason I forfeit on paying you, then you get to take my property and you get to keep my money. So I'm double lost, right? So there's no win there by screwing over your financial partner in a real estate transaction. This is why when you're investing into real estate, go back to point number 1, even if you're investing into a person who finds the deal, it's not about the person who finds the deal, it's about the deal itself. This is why when you do invest in real estate and you or if you like get it with any hard money lenders, they don't really check your credit. They don't check anything that has to personally do with you. They more so check to make sure they can get their money back with the deal if you stop making payments, right? So think about it. You get to have the property secured by, making the payments. You're earning 12% interest money every month, coming in, a lot more than you're going to earn with the money sitting in the bank. And on top of that, if this investor that you're invested in that, brought you that deal, if for whatever reason they decide to stop making payments, then you get to keep their money and you get to keep the property. So that's a double win on your behalf. This is why real estate is the safest investment. There's no other investment that's like this, even when you compare the stock market. Now, let's take it a step further, right? As I said, this is a two-way video. You as an investor watching this with your money, you understand why your money is now safe. But now you as an investor watching this with your money as well, but also you as a creative investor, someone who's a real estate investor, that's willing to invest in different creative real estate techniques. You're going to understand what I mean. You watching this, now you can understand what you can do with when you have the property itself, right? So let's say you have to pay your investor back $500 a month. You paying the person that bought the property for you, you paying that person back $500 a month, right? Now check this out. You have no skin in the game. More than most likely, you have no skin in the game. Now, what do I mean by skin in the game? Skin in the game means that money that you put up to buy the deal. So if you didn't put any money down, your investor covered everything, they just valued the fact that you brought them the deal, then this is what you can do to actually pay that investor back to make sure you literally have no money coming out of your pocket. You have a few different options, right? Now, say if you're somebody as well, you don't like getting your hands dirty. You don't even like fixing up the property, touching the property. You don't like that process. You just like finding the deal itself and you like holding on to the equity. This is what you can do if you decided to. You can decide to do a land contract to that very same property. You can do a land contract with that property to have an investor come in and also fix up that property themselves, and then they're paying you and then you're paying the investor. So this way you're not touching the property at all. The person that comes in is actually fixing up the property. You're probably thinking like, why would somebody do that, right? Why would somebody do that? Well, check this out. Let's say that property cost $80,000. Instead of this person that's coming in and fixing up the property and doing all this, let's say the property has an ARV of $160,000. You maybe got to put $30,000 into it. You're coming out with $50,000 profit, right? If you do a flip, or you just rent out the property for $1,500 a month after fixing it up, putting 20 into it. This being said though, either way, you as the person in the middle, the creative technique finder, whatever you want to call yourself, real estate specialist, you are able to now have this property. Someone else is fixing it up. Someone else is, doing the actual groundwork to it. Someone else is going to pay the taxes, do everything to it. And all you have to do is make sure that you pay this investor every month. And let's just say that you're charging this person via the land contract, which you're going to charge them more. You charge people a lot more on a land contract for several reasons. And if you'd like to learn more about a land contract, go ahead and click that video up there and the video in the description. Seller financing techniques. But let's say you're charging them $1,000, right? And then your private money loan or however you have it worked out, whether it's private money via just regular traditional or if it's a hard money, private money loan. Either way, let's say that they're charging you $500 a month to borrow the money. So now they're making way more money than they would make on that $80,000 by having it in the bank. Remember, you're earning less than 1% by just having it sitting in the bank. Now you're earning $500 a month by investing into this real estate transaction. Now you in the middle, you don't even want to fix up the property. Now you get way more money if you actually fix up the property and do the groundwork. But I just want to give you a spectrum on how many ways that you can really invest in real estate, guys. It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing. It's a life-changing thing, and I wanted to get you guys just mind open to just exposing you on how you can do this so many different ways. So check this out. You in the middle, right? You're now taking this $1,000 payment each month from this investor who's fixing up the property and doing everything, and you're taking this $1,000 and paying back your mortgage, right? But it's not a mortgage. Remember, it's your private money lender. So you're paying them $500 a month. So they're getting their $500. You eat and getting $500 a month, and they're taking care of taxes. Your person who has the land contract taking care of taxes, taking care of all the upkeep on the property, insurances, everything, and you're just collecting $500 a month. This investor does not care what's happening as long as they're getting their $500 a month, right? So you're getting $500 a month profit, they're getting $500 a month paid back on their money, and then there can be a balloon payment set out the end. This is just one technique, guys. Another technique is for you to actually do the project yourself, and you do the project yourself being either you fix it, flip it up, or you stay into it for the long haul. Now, this is a major difference, right? When you're dealing with a hard money lender, say if they're private money, this is the difference between a hard money lender and the difference between a traditional private money lender. If you're finding somebody via a traditional private money lender route, the reason why they're going to want to stay in for the long haul is because they're looking at it as an investment themselves, right? Sort of like a hedge fund. All those hedge funds up there, you know, BlackRock and Blackstone, all those people, right? The thing is, when you're investing into a hedge fund, now you're thinking about long-term investments, and now this piece of real estate almost becomes similar to a stock, right? So this piece of real estate is now acting as a stock, but way different than the stock market, right? Because this stock market, it has a lot of emotions and a lot of things that goes up and down with it, right? Not like that with real estate. And that's the great thing about it. You know, barring anything like, you know, COVID, right? Then it became emotional a little bit. But barring any events like COVID happening, then you actually are in a stable position that's very predictable over the long course, especially when it comes to rental markets. I know you hear all the stories about the real estate market changing and stuff going up and down. Guys, none of that matters about the real estate market. Everything you hear about the market going up and down, none of that matters if you're in it for the long term. And also if you get in at the right price. It doesn't matter if the market is overpriced or overvalued, as long as you get in at the right price. That's the biggest thing, right? You don't want to get in on the retail side of things. And this is why it's important as a private money investor, if you're somebody that's looking to invest your private money, you don't want to invest it in the actual market, the MLS deals, the deals that you see on the market. You want to have somebody that's able to find you off-market deals. The off-market deals are the sought-after deals that are going to be way more valuable, not only right now in the present moment, but also later down the line, shall the real estate market, not even shall, but when the real estate market takes a dive, whether it takes a dive in the up or down. If you're finding off-market deals and you're able to have, you know, the knowledge to, if you're able to have somebody that can give you the analytics and show you why it's a good deal, you know, practicing 1% rule and things to that matter, showing the proper cap rates, then you're able to feel secure in the investment itself, no matter the overall market conditions. This is why it's important for you to be able to work with a real estate specialist who's able to find off-market deals, and this will have you ensure that you are secure with having the best, really in my personal opinion, guys, it's the best place to put your money, because like I said, there's no emotions involved. And with the stock market, there's a lot of emotions involved in it. This is why people are able to predict it a lot, right? Digital currency. I personally do enjoy digital currency, but that's only because it's a fun type of thing, right? Real estate has been here. It's not going anywhere. Only thing that's going to change is who's invested in it, right? The same houses have been here. Only thing that's changed when you look back at the sheet is who bought it, the transfer history. A lot of these things will stay the same, and as long as you have somebody that you're invested in that knows what they're doing, that knows the rules to the game that they're playing, then you'll be on a safe bet as a financial partner, not even having to leave your house and put your boots in the ground, you know what I'm saying, fixing up the property yourself and doing all the hard work. You don't have to do any of that. You just invest in somebody who knows what they're doing. You as a real estate specialist, if you're there, you know, trying to attract private money lenders, my biggest advice to you is to sell your private money lenders on the aspect that the property is secure, your money is secured by the asset itself, right? So this means that, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Investor, a lot of your best investors are going to be people, if you're in wholesale and real estate, a lot of your best investors are going to be people that you've worked with that recently sold you a property, right? They know that you're able to close on the property. They know your technique. They know they know your ins and outs as far as how you operate the transaction from when you contact the seller from the moment you close on the transaction. So this being said, they have an idea, at least a trust built up. So you can talk to them and just say, hey, I have other properties that we invest in. You can get you a 10% interest, maybe even say, start at 8%. Whatever you want to do, make it a good deal for yourself. But my point is, make sure that you point out the fact, and it's a fact, that the property is your investment is secured by the property itself. Major difference with their money being secured by the property itself. This means that, hey, Mr. or Mr. Investor, if I stop for whatever reason making payments directly to you, then you get to take the property itself. And we have this written in our contracts. You show them on clause 11, line 3, clause 11, if buyer defaults or if seller defaults, then buyer retains it, right? However you got it worded in your contract, but make sure you show them because they're not investing in you. I got my first deal with private money at 21 years old, had no previous experience in private money and dealings. Only thing that person knew about me is that I wholesale property, which, you take that as you will, but the point is she wasn't investing in me. They were not investing in me. They were investing in the asset itself. And this is why real estate is the safest investment for any of you steppers out there. They got a bunch of money that's just sitting to the side. You're looking for something to do with it. Well, find you a real estate specialist who understands how to make sure that your money is secure within the asset itself. That's all you gotta say. When you talk to a real estate specialist, just say, hey, look, is my money secure within the asset itself? They don't know what you're talking about, find somebody else to work with. I appreciate your time, guys. As always, get the step in. Check out those 2 videos that I recommended below. The first one is gonna be the four ways to become successful in real estate. Remember, you need 2 of them. The next one is gonna be seller financing. I actually break this down, guys. Been on a journey since 19, so I've done plenty of real estate investment deals through various techniques, from seller financing to private money lending to fix and flip and also buy and hold. Done a bunch of them and I know what works and what doesn't work. This being said, learn from the journey, and as always, get to stepping.